Welcome to Keto Beyond the Couch, episode 222.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome.
Yes, welcome. If you are new here, please say hi down below.
Now, here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday, we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch, because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon in that way. Every single time I am missing a morning hug from my friends, you'll be alerted to it.
Welcome to Keto Beyond the Couch. Yes, we are home from the cruise. We
got
got home
late
about
last
8
night.
o'clock last night by the time we walked in the door.
I don't remember much past 8:15.
No,
I'm going to tell you
you
that.
were out cold.
I was
you
out cold.
talked to Caleb for an hour, came in bed, and out.
It was so funny. And I didn't think I would go to sleep right away because, like Joe could tell you, we got to fly home with Joe. Not just this Joe, but Joe, I'm going to say his name wrong. Husky?
I meant
Hosky?
to ask him.
We are so bad at pronunciation that I've actually created a jar for us. That is not it. And so I'm going to go ahead and put one bead in the jar because I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong. But I slept on the way from
Rachel
Hobby Airport.
Out cold the whole time.
Out cold.
Yeah. So, if you are new here, and I actually did see Jessica is here, said I'm so excited. This is my first live, I think. Welcome. So, Keto Beyond the Couch is all about subscribers. We like to celebrate wins, share stories, answer questions and comments for last week. We have not been live in almost 2 weeks. We have not done Keto Beyond the Couch live since episode 219. So
That is crazy.
Because we've been traveling and everything like that. And we wanted to make sure we got this live in, and we're going to actually extend this one. Normally, Keto Beyond the Couch goes an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. Today, we're going to go to about 11:30.
You're stuck with us.
And we have a really special announcement in like the last 10 or 15 minutes. So make sure you stick around for that.
I will say, spoiler alert, it is not that we had such a wonderful anniversary cruise that I'm pregnant. It's not that.
That is, please no.
Not without a miracle.
Please no. Also, before we do move any further, I wanted to let you know today's today's live is sponsored by Perfect Keto.
Thanks, Perfect Keto.
Perfect Keto is like a really good company that we love working with. They sponsor a lot of our videos, and they're having a Father's Day sale.
Happy Father's Day
What
early.
does everybody want for Father's Day? You know what I want? I want to go to church. And then I want to go diving with my wife. That's what I would like to do for Father's Day.
That's what you want for Father's Day?
That's what I want for Father's Day.
Father's Day is different than Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Mother's Day, we want to be just surrounded by everyone. You guys want to, like,
I want to go to church first. And Father's Day is like the least attended church day of the year.
So you're going to get a good seat.
I want to go to church and be with my children. But anyway, they're having a sale. It is buy one, get one half off. The key to this sale is buy things of equal value.
Yes.
Like, don't buy an MCT oil powder and then buy a Nola bar.
We do that in clothing shops, right? Yeah. So, like, we will buy, like...
If you're going to buy things at different prices, make separate orders.
Exactly. So, you're buying a shirt and it costs $25. You better buy a pair of shorts that cost $25 so that you're getting the full value.
Yeah, so it's buy one, get one half off. And I think it's over $70. You also get a free box of Nola bars.
Yeah.
So, I left a link for it down below. Obviously, it runs through Father's Day. I left a link for it down below. It's a pretty good sale. It works out to be about 30% off. So if you do need stuff, if you didn't get stuff for the Memorial Day sale, it's a pretty decent sale.
We
really do appreciate you guys for supporting the sponsors who support Two Crazy Keto. Stay away from that. We have a lot to talk about.
I miss her already.
I know. So overall, we had a great time on the cruise. We have 3 or 4 more cruise videos coming out, so we don't want to spend too much time talking about the cruise. I know Bubbles wants to hear all about the cruise, but we want to focus on subscribers today. We couldn't upload as much as we wanted because the internet Sucked.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, we tried uploading the video that went up yesterday. We started uploading that video at 2 p.m. on Saturday. And at 4 a.m. on Sunday, when we woke up, it was at a 30% up. I couldn't finish it until we pulled into port and I can connect to our cellular.
It was like...
And I paid $200 for internet, by the way.
It was internet, but it was like a horse-drawn carriage of internet, if that makes sense,
It was
right?
really bad. So we're sorry we couldn't upload more.
But they're coming.
But they're coming.
They were taped.
We have the rest of our excursions. We have the rest of our food. I will give you this. We ate a lot.
A lot.
We ate a lot. And in the video that we just finished recording about 2 minutes before this, we'll tell you how much weight we actually gained on this cruise. You'll be shocked at how much weight we gained. Are you shocked?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no.
Okay. So yeah, we're going to have a special announcement a little later on. We're going to move in. Juju said, I can't believe you guys are going live. They never
Bless
rest.
your heart.
Beginning to think Rachel might be off.
Oh, like an AI, like artificial intelligence. Like, I love you, Juju. Thank you.
And she says, so proud of their consistency commitment.
Wow.
This is the only thing we're consistent on, but...
If you're going to be consistent on something, I would like to have a life where we are consistent about celebrating subscribers. Like, that is what, in edifying others, celebrating others, that is what I want to be consistent in my life.
Matt said, I wish I could be half as consistent as Joe and Rachel.
You can.
You can.
You
But
can.
again, the
You
only
can do
thing
it.
that we're actually consistent on is Keto Beyond the Couch. And I think the only reason that we get pushed to stay consistent on this is because we've made such a point to say this is the only thing that we're consistent on.
Maybe we would be consistent in other areas if we'd stop saying that, Joe.
That's probably true.
Let's stop saying that, Joe.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
We're going to jump into Keto Beyond the Couch. Yes, today's topic is
dun, 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 dun.
going to piss a lot of people off.
Don't say that word.
I'm sorry. It's going to upset a lot of people.
Thank you.
And we are not going to talk about it yet. We're going to talk about it in a little while to
It'll
make
come.
sure that you watch the entire thing. But yes, the picture on the thumbnail
Is related to this.
is one of the worst things
The worst,
that you can
Jerry.
do on your keto journey.
The worst.
The worst. You ready?
Yeah.
We're going to start off with just overall, this was the largest keto cruise. And for people who maybe knew it, we were on one of the largest cruise ships.
Yeah.
Okay, it was the Allure of the Seas, an Oasis class ship. It used to be the largest, no longer the largest. The Icon of the Seas is coming. That's going to like dwarf this thing. But all 6,000 passengers were not keto.
No.
No, but I think some of them may be becoming keto after that because we've had conversations and so did other people.
In the elevators and on couches.
But it was the largest group for the keto cruise.
Hot tubs.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
350
Look at that beautiful sight. You know what that looks like to me? Conversations, friendships developing, people finding out that they're going to have an accountability partner, a friend for life. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was so stinking awesome to just be together.
What was really cool, I know we said we weren't going to talk about the cruise, but this is a community thing, is there was always somebody to talk to.
Always.
You could go to the Windjammer at dinner. I honestly, we decided a couple nights. First of all, they were nights of excursions. You're getting back late, and we had an early dinner time. But we a couple times decided not to go to dinner and go to the Windjammer because we were tired. And one night Rachel slept through dinner.
That was upsetting.
But the only reason for us to at all go to dinner was to talk to people.
Yeah, I just want to hang out.
It wasn't about the food at all, but it was nice to have 350 people together. And I will strongly encourage you, because we were up in the air, like, do we really want to go on this cruise and be trapped on the boat with people for 7 days?
6,000.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
And the conversation and the friendships and like, honestly, if you look at it, overall cost, yes, is the cruise about $1,500? Yes, but that's for the cabin. Divide that by 2. You're $750 to $800 a person.
But it's 8 days.
But next year is 8 days, and that includes all your food, all of your food,
all your pool,
you know,
all your hot tub.
If you look at it at a regular keto conference, it's the cheapest keto conference per day. And you're trapped on the boat, like you're trapped on the boat with Dr. Berry for 8 days. You want your question answered?
It's
there
almost
you go.
like being
Dr. Westman was always available to talk.
It's almost like being trapped in his barn. Only you're trapped in his
boat,
locked on his boat or his ship rather. And yes, and I will just say shout out to Dr. Westman's dancing. If you think that man is brilliant at what he does, you should see him dance. He is even more brilliant at dancing.
Yeah,
I've never seen somebody that was like so, like, it was like, my goodness, what was that? Fred Astaire.
Yeah, I saw that.
Amazing.
Okay, let's jump into our Keto College Adjunct Professor of the Week. This is an inspirational post we found over, I believe this one was on Facebook. It is from Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Put up this little meme poster. It says, every day is a new day to be kind to you.
Wow.
You spend most of your life inside of your head. Make it a nice place to be.
Oh my gracious, Michelle. That could be a shirt for this cruise. I felt like we talked a lot about, all the speakers talked about the mindset component to this. And when you're hearing even the medical professionals, we're not doctors, nurses, or medical professionals, but many of the medical professionals were talking about how mindset is a key component to making this work.
Yeah.
Like you have to change the script that's going on in here.
Yeah.
It was very hard. It presented a great big obstacle to me as far as eating right and getting movement in. It was definitely proportional to how much I hated myself.
Yeah.
Truly.
Joe said it was noticeable that we weren't at dinner. We are sorry.
We're so sorry.
But in our defense, one of them, we were at Sama Grill, and everybody, for the most part, went to Sama Grill one of the nights. So we went to Sama Grill, and it was at the same exact time as our dinner. One night, Rachel slept through, and one night, we were just exhausted.
I didn't want to put pants
on because we went scuba diving.
I stayed in a bathing suit.
And then the other night, we learned that Rachel, spoiler on one of the videos, can come back from an excursion where we were sweaty. She can get in the shower.
Yes, I can.
Get dressed, do her hair, do her makeup, and be down 6 floors in 20 minutes.
I would like to remind you that there's has been certain circumstances where like adrenaline has been pumping so high.
So lobster makes sure adrenaline
that
pumps.
Somebody could lift a car off of a person.
Okay, but this was for lobster.
I believe that my adrenaline for free lobster tail was so high that I was able to do a superhuman thing.
No.
In that one isolated incident.
If you can do that over lobster, what can you do if something is actually important?
Yeah. Priorities.
Okay. First subscriber of the week is Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Lori said, I turned 44 today. I woke up, my hubby and I went for our daily walk, then we cleaned the house since company is coming over later. Why? Because I can. Before, I would have made every excuse not to do my walk, and I would have no energy and be in pain when I clean the house.
Right.
I love this way of eating and what it has done for me. Not only that I wouldn't have been able to do this without my hubby and my two crazy ketos family. Every morning, I start my day with exercise. Joe and Rachel and my 2KK community.
Wow.
I still have a long way to go, but I think about it. It doesn't get me down. It gets me excited for what's
yes.
next. There's no picture.
Oh my gracious. But you know what? There is an opportunity to sing happy birthday to Lori.
Yes.
Let's do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lori. Happy birthday to you. And many more, so many more. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your everyday life. We do not take that lightly. We do not take it lightly that we went on the low carb cruise and you guys were willing to sit next to us and talk to us and share your story. That is a privilege.
Yeah.
That is an honor for somebody to share their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, and their journey with us. We treasure that. We very much treasure the opportunity to talk to you and to get to hang out with you.
Marie said, Joe, I'm wearing the same shirt today.
Thank you so much. This was Marie that actually made this shirt.
Yeah, I love this shirt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, next one we have is from Amanda.
Hey, Amanda. Last year, I was celebrating finally getting into Wonderland after a decade. I was so jazzed. Then the weight started creeping back on, and without changing anything, I had regained 20 pounds. I was following a different YouTube channel, and they went into the overeating protein mode. So I thought maybe reducing protein would help. Well, it seemed to stop the gains, although didn't lose, but almost all my hair fell out. I have patchy bald spots I can't cover. I got so depressed, I threw in the towel. My blood sugar soared. Yes, I'm diabetic, and I didn't really care. I regained another 20 pounds, and my hands, feet, legs, and face got very puffy, and I felt awful. 3 weeks ago, I decided if I never lost another ounce, I felt terrible and was damaging myself. So I raised my protein again and started reducing carbs a little at a time because keto flu is not for me ever again. My blood sugar is normalized, the swelling is almost completely gone, and I feel better. I recently found out that both my sister and my daughter have low thyroid, which may explain a few things. So I'm getting a thyroid panel done when I get home from my birthday trip to the coast. I feel so much better than that I will keep to keto, even if I don't lose any weight. Hi from the coast of Oregon. It's good to be back. It's good to have you back.
So Amanda put this post up about a month ago. Here's a picture of Amanda.
Hey, gorgeous.
But the other reason, first of all, congratulations.
Yes.
2 things I wanted to say. Number 1, please eat your protein. And it was focused on the whole week on the cruise. Everyone, you got to eat protein. You got to eat protein. I love what Natalie said. Nobody should be eating less than 100 grams of protein a day. That's the bottom line. You need protein. And as we even brought it up.
What did Robert say?
Even Robert said you need to eat protein. Now, he finds your protein threshold by starting you with really high fat percentage and then bringing down the fat and upping the protein, but still says you need to eat protein. You have to eat protein. It's a building block. But it was funny. Natalie had said that, and we had even chimed in and said, if you're struggling getting in protein because protein is super filling, eat a bunch of our carnivore snacks.
Yes.
Right? The ones that we make, because you can eat a pound,
and
but
really
it's only 3
condenses
ounces, 4 ounces. And because you've taken all the water out, and so you won't fill up with it. So make sure you're eating protein. But the other thing I wanted to shout Amanda out is she has been posting daily her walks.
I'm so proud of
and
you, Amanda.
Every day, 1% better.
Incredible.
I made it this far. I made it this far. I made it this far.
1% better. That's how we get better. There is never going to be an opportunity for you to be like, I got 50% better today, and then I'm going to do another 50%. Like, I'm going to be 120% better tomorrow. No, it is 1% better. Yeah. Keep getting better little by little.
Yeah. Mama Cat, before we run to a commercial break, I said I'm motion sensitive and always have been excited to hear Rachel felt on the cruise. Rachel did great. She took a Dramamine the first day just in case.
Precaution.
But then we left port and I went to her, I'm like, we're moving. She's like, no, we're not.
No idea.
And I had to bring her to the stern of the boat to show her we were well away from the port. I know it is a big ship, but the only way you ever knew we were even at sea was in the conference room. We were on the 3rd deck,
so you're
right above the engine, and you can feel the rumble of the engine on the floor.
Right.
I will say I've spoiled her. We will never go cruising without a balcony, an ocean view balcony.
I know, you ruined it for yourself.
That's okay. I like the ocean view balcony. So she never got sick. The only day we ever even felt the boat moving was on Saturday. The seas were calm.
But the wind.
But there was a lot of wind. Like, people were up on the upper deck going, I could blow overboard right now. And the only way I can equate it to is if you've ever been in a high-rise building like New York City or California on a high wind, those buildings are built to sway because of earthquakes and hurricanes and things like the same thing in Miami. And that's what it felt. You felt the wind. It's like driving in a tall truck down the road when you know it's a very windy day.
I saw Carnivore Werewolves in here. He would know.
Yeah. So that is, and we felt a little bit of swaying, but not the rocky. You just felt that sway for a little bit.
I was so thankful.
But she never, ever got, in fact,
not to get sick.
The second morning you woke up and she goes, I'm feeling a little nauseous. And I'm like, there is no way you are seasick, especially sleeping overnight. But we were speaking.
It was anxiousness.
Yeah.
Like,
and
what's
then
the
within
real
an hour,
culprit?
it was like, that was gone.
I did keep some like peppermint flavored, like sugar-free, gum.
Yeah.
Because sometimes just the chewing helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick fade to black and come out with all the comments.
Welcome back, and welcome back to everybody who did go on the cruise. Maybe you're still traveling home. We're praying for you, wishing you safe travels, that you'll arrive home safely.
Yeah. First one we have is from Josephine's Designs.
Hey, Josephine.
Trying to join the Mighty Network for a while, and now I know why. I'd wondered if it was better to join here. I will join via my laptop. Thank you. So I put this up there because, we get at least one message a day. I can't figure out how to join Mighty Networks. I can't figure out how to support you guys. I'm getting a thing saying, like, pending. The only way to join our Mighty Networks group is on a browser.
Right.
You can do it on your phone, but not with the Mighty Networks app. You have to open up like Safari or Chrome or Firefox, whatever your favorite browser is, and go to members.twocrazyketos.com. You can join the free community, or you can join one of the paid communities to support us. We don't do Patreon anymore. Everything is through there because it allows us to do other things. We've got some cool ideas coming up for Mighty Networks and for our channel supporters over the next couple of months, but that is where you would join. If you're already in the free one and you want to support us financially, we really do appreciate that, but it is not required. What you do is you go over to the side where it says groups, and then when you press on groups, you find whichever level you want to join at. Next one is from Teresa.
Hey, Teresa, on your Own Your Own Labs bundle, 2KK, does it include the lipid panel?
I think she changed what we had in there. Basically, what was in there is what we normally order. But if you go into that bundle, we don't make any money off of that bundle. It was just kind of like a discounted bundle of labs that we get on a regular basis. I should probably have her change it a little bit. But you can add anything else in there.
A la carte.
So you can, that's a basis, but then you can go in like, hey, I also want testosterone. But we didn't want it to be like, you need all these tests. Like, is it always good to get tests? Absolutely. But maybe you just want basic, like, hey, I want to know my blood work. I want to know a basic lipid, but I didn't want to put a little lipid in there and then you want an NMR. So it's kind of like pick and choose. I strongly suggest get Dr. Berry and Kim Howerton's book.
Yes.
And when you get their book, the Common Sense Lab book, you can go through and they talk about, these are the labs you should get, and here are the codes. And then you can go to Own Your Labs and actually type in the code, and it will put it in there. I do want to mention, I showed my labs to Dr. Berry, and he said, you are healthy as a horse, even though my total cholesterol is over 300.
Were you, like, excited to be like, hey, look at that testosterone level?
He did say, he was like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 52. And he's like, that's a good testosterone. He's like, of course we all want to, I've got an 800 testosterone. But, he was like 500, over 500. I think it's like 540, 550, something like that. He's like, that's a very good testosterone for somebody over 52. Not to mention the fact that I was on narcotics for over 25 years, which tanks your testosterone.
Absolutely tanks it.
And I would love to know what it was pre-keto, but I'm pretty sure it was well under 300, which would explain why my ex-wife and I had such a hard time getting pregnant. Because I was in the midst of, at that point, 10 years into every day, multiple times a day, OxyContin at the time.
Well, and again, we talked about that a little bit throughout the cruise, where we're so thankful to be off medicine, not just because we are healthy in our body and don't need to depend on medicine, but you also get to no longer be under the thumb of all the side effects. We kind of laugh at it, but it's not funny. If you've been on prescription medicine for a long time and you have this like just daunting list of side effects that go with the medicine, and we don't think about that a lot, that the side effect of these narcotics it tanks your testosterone. Other things that you want to do in your life, you're not maybe able to do because of the side effects of these medicines. Yeah. So we're really thankful to get rid and have medicine deprescribed.
Mary said, I can attest to how much Rachel ate as I was at her dinner table.
I know. I was like,
and don't forget, after dinner, we went to the Windjammer.
Right. Well,
like lobster night, we went to the Windjammer, and if you weighed Rachel's plate, it probably weighed 2 pounds.
Well, and the thing was,
without the plate.
I am concerned if people are like, are they going to think you're a glutton? But it was just such delicious food. And since you could order more than 1 or 2 appetizers, it was like, I will have 3 escargots. Finally, by the end, I mean, we had eaten so many like shrimp cocktails and all of, we're ordering a double entree. It was hilarious.
Mary said, next cruise, smaller ship, please. This country girl's ears are still... Next year's cruise is a smaller ship.
I saw
it. It is like, I forgot it's like the 4th one or 3rd one from the top. It is a smaller ship.
Yeah.
Because the cruises are getting too expensive.
I did see somebody ask if they're going to be going to Alaska at some point. And
they're trying for in 2 years.
2 years.
2025, they are trying for Alaska.
Yeah.
Start saving now, because if you're going to go to Alaska, you got to do all the excursions.
Right.
Chef Fat Graham said, y'all are stronger than me. There is no way I can go on a cruise and stay keto. The last cruise I went on before the pandemic, I gained 8 pounds, but lost it within a week of returning. Spending that much money and not enjoying all of the amazing food the cruise lines offer.
We enjoyed ourselves.
Here's we ate all. I ate at least a pound of cheese a day. One day I ate a French onion soup with no bread on it. The amount, I don't know, Mary was there. You had a soup bowl this big. When you took out the cheese, the soup dropped more than half.
Yeah, there was almost no soup.
It was literally filled halfway with cheese. I ate all that. Then I went up to Windjammer and ate a whole bunch of cheese because it was Swiss, which is my favorite cheese. And then concluded with an entire pizza where I pulled all the cheese off the pizza and ate all that. I literally ate at least a pound of cheese a day. I did not feel deprived at all. But also, I didn't go on the cruise for the food. I went on the cruise for the company and the entertainment and the excursions. We didn't even get to do half of what was on. We didn't do the rock climbing wall. We didn't do the comedy club. We did do all the shows except for the ice skating. And that was because
we were packing.
We went to the 20s party, and then we were like, we still have to finish packing, and we have 1 hour to get our bag outside of the room.
I think that we do have to bring with us into every week this spirit of, I am going to enjoy my day. I am going to enjoy this task. I have decided to enjoy my work. Like, I hope that no one is coming back from the cruise and thinking, okay, now all the joy is gone for the year. I've had all the fun I'm going to have this week, and now I'm back to misery, because then you're going to find misery. Mm-hmm. But I'm coming into this week believing that, yes, last week was awesome and I miss my friends, but this week has new promises of its own, and I'm going to enjoy this week. So I hope that everybody coming back from the cruise is challenged to be able to unpack from the trip and just have some joy and hope for this week is going to have some fun too. And like, don't stop enjoying yourself. I mean, if you are motivated to be like, hey, I moved more on the cruise because there were things to see, or I enjoyed some different type of entertainment, then go ahead and bring that curiosity and that sense of adventure into your local area. There's probably museums to explore. There are things to see. There is, exercise to be had. Go ahead and don't stop. Just keep going.
Yeah. Next one is from Wheelchair Boy.
Hi, Wheelchair Boy. Since going keto carnivore 1.5 years ago, I don't have to worry about overheating quickly because I actually sweat now. Before keto carnivore, I rarely would sweat and got heat exhaustion so much I stopped going outside in the summer. Wow, what a victory.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You know, I don't remember who was it over the weekend. Rachel was just like, yes, talking about popping pimples. Was it Dr. Boz, right?
Yes.
Dr. Boz. But here's the thing, it got me thinking about, I'm gonna get pimples. Right?
Yeah.
Because she was talking about what is all of that stuff in that pimple, right? And she was talking about cholesterol and stuff, but what is all that stuff? But yeah, I don't sweat. I still sweat if I get out in the heat. We were sweating, but it's a different kind of sweat. Is that a thing? Like, and it doesn't smell.
And it doesn't stink. It does not like reek. I wanted to make sure that any of the clothing that we had taken on the trip that we got really sweaty in or got wet because we were swimming, that we kind of washed that before we came home, because I know it's going to be a little bit of a longer process for me to get to all the laundry, and you don't want, especially living in Florida, you don't want to have a lot of wet laundry because it gets really terrible.
Yeah.
But I would say that it was amazing as I was putting together a laundry bundle for the ship. I kind of like smelled our clothing, and yeah, it doesn't reek like we used to. I mean, we used to absolutely reek when we sweat.
Rachel used to make me and the boys, when we would cut grass, she would be like, okay, one at a time, go to the garage,
strip down,
get undressed, everybody else go to your room, except for her, with me, and strip in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want those clothes entering my house. They smells. And a lot of times I'm throwing this out. But that's my favorite. I don't care because there's no way it's going to come
There's not enough vinegar in the world to undo this.
Yeah. So, but yeah, sweating is definitely, it's good. Your pores are nice and clean. You don't have all those clogged pores anymore.
Well, and it was funny, we were riding on the bus. So it was like a bus full of sweaty people coming back from some of the excursions.
And the bus didn't smell.
And the bus did not reek. If you were on some of the buses, like, with us, were you surprised by that? Because, yes, if you would go on, like, a trip before, it was like everybody was apologizing for how bad they stunk. And you just didn't have it, right? It just smelled better.
Yep. Next one is Laura.
Hi, Laura.
I found when I would eat a lot of sugar, I would get angry. That's another reason why I cut out the sugar.
Here's the thing. What do we lie to ourselves about sweet things and desserts made with sugar? We say it is a treat. It is something that's going to elevate my mood. I want to celebrate with this dessert. That's the lie that we tell ourselves. But you're absolutely right. What you're doing, and I definitely experienced this, that carb life, that sugared life is a life of a roller coaster of emotions. It is, I may have like a high for a minute, but you will be having a carb crash. I was much more likely to be unstable in my emotions, be angry, be sad suddenly, depression, anxiety, all of those things when I was eating sugar.
Let's take a quick fade to black and come back with some more.
I love seeing all of these people in the chat. Not only did I miss everybody, but it's also indicating to me that people have arrived home safely. Yeah. And that makes me feel good.
Penny said, does anyone know if the low-carb cruise has ever gone to Alaska? They have gone to Alaska in the past. And again, they said they are working for it for next year.
Or 2 years, not next year.
Not next year.
Year after.
In 2 years, 2025. The next one that is currently not planned. And Mary said maybe we can do a disembarkation to her house because she's near there.
Oh, how nice.
We may not leave.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, first one is from Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Has anyone ever used Element with sparkling water? How do you dissolve it without losing carbonation? I meant to bring that in here, but I forgot. I was thinking about dissolving it in a bit of regular water and adding it to sparkling, but didn't know if there's a better idea. Yes, here's how you do this. You take a bottle, like most of us who are adding it to sparkling water, or you can do like a regular bottle, but like we make our own. This is a SodaStream bottle. I'll show you why it's dark in a second. You have your water, your sparkling water. You take your Element, which you have one there. I'm not gonna pour it in here, don't worry.
Okay, I was like, ew.
Or actually, give me the unflavored.
Unflavored, yeah, raw unflavored.
Okay, so here's how you do this.
We have a purpose for the raw unflavored.
Okay, so you take your Element, pretend this is sweetened and this is water. You pour it in. Hold the cap in your hand. You pour it in, and then you cover it.
And it gotta be fast.
Now, that one is extra like that because there's something else in there. Now, what you want to do is do not open this yet. You want to wait at least 30 seconds to a minute. You can kind of slowly start letting some of the carbonation out, but that's how it will stay carbonated, and it's really good. You just got to cover it real quick because you have sparkling water and then you're adding salt, which causes that volcano effect. And I will be able to open this
eventually
in a couple minutes. I just let out the air. The reason that I found this in Walmart in Houston. I've seen it before, but they said you could only buy it in California. So I bought it and had it sent to Florida. Pepsi Zero Sugar for the soda stream.
What's nice is they give you a recommendation as to how much you put in.
Well, you fill up this little cup halfway, and it does taste like Pepsi One. They had Pepsi One, Diet Pepsi, and some really famous lemon lime. Because personally, we never liked any of the soda syrups from SodaStream.
It didn't taste.
It wasn't super expensive. This
Coke.
Was, I think, $5, $5 or $6.
How many does it make?
Makes about 9 of these.
Okay.
So that would be 4.5 2-liter bottles.
Okay.
Well, those are like over $2 now. Okay, so soda's expensive. But what I thought was cool about this, it does taste like Pepsi One, by the way. Dr. Barry and Nisha put out a video probably last year about they like soda. And how do you cut down your soda consumption? How do you get rid of your soda addiction? What they said was, start off, you have your soda, then mix it like maybe 75% soda, 25% seltzer water. Then go to half and half. Then go to 3/4 seltzer water where you're just kind of watering down your seltzer. Well, you could do that like this. Start off with the entire serving in the bottle, then go to half of the serving in the bottle, then 1/4 of the serving in the bottle. So instead of buying soda and seltzer and mixing them, you're doing your seltzer and then just adding in the amount of syrup that you need.
Yeah.
And I thought it really was
a good way to wean yourself off of soda.
And see, while we've been talking now, we can open that up and it's not going to come over the top.
Now it's got a normal amount. Let's see how it tastes with the unflavored.
That's actually just like salty soda. It's not bad.
That's not bad.
I actually like it.
Actually, that's really good. Finally, a use for the unflavored element, because I don't normally like unflavored electrolytes like that.
Matt said they have zero sugar starry syrup for. I think that's the one I bought. It's in a box over there. It's like I think if it's lemon lime, yeah, that's the one I got. Next one is from Susan.
Hey Susan, do any of you drink beer? If so, what's the better option for us?
Okay, I hate to say this and disappoint people. We're gonna go two sides of this. Number one, there's really no such thing as a keto-friendly beer. Is there some lower carb beers? Yes, but beer in itself is not super keto friendly because it's going to cause a lot of bloat. That's why you have beer belly. Beer is just not a good alcohol option on keto, even low carb ones. There are I think it's like Michelob Ultra. It's like 3 or 4 carbs, but it's just not a good option because of what it's made from, and it will cause a lot of bloat and stuff. If you absolutely want to do alcohol, you should stick to some of the drier wines. And then all of the hard liquors, for the most part, are 0 carb. Not the flavored ones, like watermelon flavored vodka, not 0 carb. Malibu rum, not 0 carb. But rum in itself, vodka, scotch, whiskey, gin, they are all 0 carb. But there is a problem with alcohol, right?
Oxidative priority.
Oxidative priority. So every time you drink alcohol, I don't give a hoot what your keto mojo says. You are not in ketosis.
Did you say hoot?
Well, it's not what I want to say, but this is a family friendly.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so whatever that keto mojo says, you're not in ketosis, you're not in ketogenesis for a minimum of 24 hours. Minimum. If you are trying to lose weight, alcohol on keto, alcohol ever, is a no-no. Because your body, alcohol is a poison. Your body cannot store any alcohol. So it's going to have to do that alcohol. It's going to have to get rid of it. So anything you eat, it's going to fat storage. Anything you eat. And then after that, you have ketones. So why don't your ketones go down? Because your body's not using ketones. It's using alcohol for fuel. So your ketones are not going to go down at all. But if you look at the mojo, it's going to go, you're in ketosis. No, you're not. It just means you have ketones in your blood. That's all it means. Your body's not using them. You just have ketones in your blood. That's all that means. So be careful with alcohol, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Bronson has talked about one of the first things he did, because he was a whiskey guy or a scotch guy. I don't remember which one. And
I think he's whiskey.
All he did was stop alcohol and drop like 20 pounds. That's all and he wasn't drinking a lot of it. It was like a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
You know, so
it was incredible how
definitely
much
take
of a difference it made.
We've noticed that firsthand.
It actually was his first clue that there was some answers in nutrition.
Yeah.
Because he was like, wow, how is it that just stopping drinking a couple of times a week, if those interactions could make such a huge difference, what's going on my plate? Could I tweak things on my, breakfast, lunch, dinner that could make some big changes?
Yep. Next one is from Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl. I am so excited. I have been doing Ketovore for a while now. I got my blood work results back this morning, and I am officially no longer a type 2 diabetic. Thank you to Dr. Ken Berry for all of his wonderful information, and to you two crazy ketos for all the inspiration and information you freely provide to us. Cheryl, we are celebrating with you. This is so stinking awesome.
Next one is from Eve.
Hey, Eve.
Frozen cauliflower is more convenient for me and less expensive than fresh cauliflower. I get a 12-ounce cauliflower floret bag for 98 cents at Walmart.
Wow.
I get a 10-ounce bag of frozen rice cauliflower for $1.98. It just works better for me for convenience. Just thought I'd share that for people who enjoy using cauliflower in a variety of dishes.
Nice.
I'm going to tell you something even better. Frozen cauliflower is better for you.
That sounds crazy.
So, we say it all the time. Listen, there's not a lot of vitamins and nutrition in vegetables, regardless of what they're going to try to convince you, because we're farming on minerally depleted land. But as soon as you pick a vegetable or a fruit, the nutrient density begins to go down as soon as you pick it. It's like fish. One of the reasons they try to flash freeze fish is to preserve it. Like when I was growing up, my dad used to go like fishing for giant tuna off the coast of Montauk. You know the Billy Joel song? When you caught a giant tuna, you had 45 minutes to get that fish in the boat. If you didn't get it in the boat, it was fine for us. But the sushi purchasers that were back on the dock wanting to give you $50,000 for that fish, they wanted nothing to do with it because of little things. So you caught that fish, you got it in the boat in 45 minutes, and your day was done. If this was 30 minutes into your fishing day, you were over because it's got to get back, get on ice, and then get to the Tokyo Stock Exchange. While with vegetables, when you buy frozen vegetables, many times they flash freeze it right away. They pick it and they flash freeze it. When you go to the store and buy fresh vegetables, how long have they been sitting there?
How long have they been picked?
The longer they've been sitting around, and you got to remember, pick to the, the back to the yard, to the shipping container, to the pickup, to the semi truck, to the grocery store, from the back of the grocery, several days, right? All of that time, nutrient density going down. Frozen is actually better for you. And if you go to Whole Foods and buy the 365 version, it's always organic.
Yeah.
And it's not that much money. I mean, 98 cents. So you could make rice cauliflower from frozen pieces like they are. You can have it regular. Just don't make cauliflower do more than it is. It's cauliflower.
It's cauliflower. We're asking some single ingredients to really do a lot. Like cauliflower can't prop up the world, yo. Please.
But yeah, if you like vegetables, there is nothing wrong with vegetables, okay? Vegetables are part of the proper human diet. Vegetables are part of the keto diet. There is nothing wrong with vegetables. There is a spectrum. Most people lie in the middle and are fine having vegetables. Some people have some issues with vegetables. If you are eating a lot of meat and then have a piece of cauliflower and your stomach starts going, oh, I'm bloated, that doesn't mean the cauliflower is bad for it. It means your gut biome isn't used to it.
Yeah, and you're exercising that part of your body.
Yeah, so let's stop demonizing vegetables. Carnivore is keto. Carnivore is keto. And if okay, we're the next comment or in 2 comments coming up, we're going to start talking about this topic. If you're a diehard carnivore and don't want to be labeled as keto and don't like the fact that we eat a salad once in a while, unsubscribe from us, please. Just because that's the problem. There's too much division going on, okay? Yeah. Carnivore is part of keto. It's just a stricter form of keto. It just is. People who eat keto products are part of keto unless they go way off the rails. There's here eating a lot of keto products, and a lot of us started there, and we wouldn't be where we're at. I would not be where I'm at on my keto journey if I wasn't eating mug cakes every day 6 years ago. I wouldn't be. And then there's the Lion diet, and Nisha talked about this on the cruise.
Oh, it's so good.
The Lion diet on the other side, which is the strictest form of keto. It's not the strictest form of carnivore. It is the strictest form of keto, where you're eating ruminant animals and salt, and that's it.
Yeah.
And there's a whole mess in between. And we're here to support you, whether you are eating a lot of keto products and just getting started, or you're doing a Lion diet because everything else in the world is causing issues in your body. Yeah. We're here to support you on your journey, and nobody in our space, on our channel, in our Facebook feed, on our Mighty Networks is going to be allowed to demonize any version of that.
No.
Okay? So one more from Facebook. This one is from Melanie.
Hi, Melanie. Is there a way to get a CGM without a prescription or monthly fee?
In the United States right now, you cannot get a CGM without a prescription. So 2 ways you can do this. Number 1, go to your doctor and ask them for a prescription. Some doctors are butts and don't want to give you a prescription.
Thank you. Thank you for saying it that way.
Okay, you're welcome.
They're
butts.
Okay.
They don't want to give you a prescription.
So I've been a butt before.
Okay, and the reason I'm saying they're butts is because it is a great tool to help you realize what's going on in your body. Rachel got a 2-hour massage for $40 in Costa Maya, and her glucose dropped 40 points during. That was a cool thing to see.
That was amazing to see, because I was at like a fine level. I was like in the 80s.
Steady strip.
You literally watched it dip into and turn red.
And mine went up 30 points.
Because it was embarrassing.
Because I was embarrassed to get a massage
in public
by a woman on the beach with everybody watching.
Right.
Right? I get a massage from this woman.
Right.
And I was not
comfortable.
Like, I didn't want the massage. Rachel was like, listen, I just had the greatest 1-hour massage for $20. I'm going to get another one if you don't get one.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want one. Well, I want you to get one and get relaxed. So she was like, and I'm like, I will get one, but I want you to get another one.
This is the perfect example of what is great for somebody is not great for another person. So what elevated your glucose lowered mine.
Yep.
So
and I was fine with that, because you know what? That was 3 days of day 5. It was the first time I pooped, and I pooped a lot after that.
Okay.
Well,
we're done.
It released the toxins.
It did.
Let's take a quick fade to black.
Oh, I see. Lynette, yes, she got one also. And it was like, yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah.
And for $20, because I had actually booked one on the cruise, but it was going to be like around $200. And I told Joe, I was like, we're going to have to come home and pay the electric bill, okay?
Yeah.
So I can't really justify it.
I kept telling him, go get it. Get it.
Right. So when we got there, and I was like, $20 for an hour. Yes, please. I am in. And so I was really thankful that at least.
And she was good, and she was very modest about doing it.
She was so modest. She helped me just stay very modest. It wasn't like you were, butt naked, out there. It was very comfortable and stuff like that. But it was just awkward, I think, for Joe.
It was right. I didn't finish answering it. So 2 ways. Go to your doctor. Ask him for it. If he's a butt, you can do the Dr. Barry, that method that he taught me, where you basically say, fine, notate my records and give me a copy that you're refusing it to me. Or the way we have now found, and I know we have a video coming, we did not have time to edit it, so I'll probably get it up tomorrow or Wednesday for the new Freestyle Libre 3 and how to get one, but there's a link down below. It's called Tastermonial.
Yeah.
Tastermonial will write you the prescription for $39. Then you simply go to your pharmacy that you tell them that you want to use, and you pick it up from your pharmacy. So the only fee is the $39 that gets you the prescription. That's less than the cost of most people's copays at a doctor. For $75, I think you can get a 3-month prescription. So a prescription to get you over 3 months, 6 Freestyle Libres, or for I think it's like $90-something, you can get a 6-month prescription. So, because again, what they're doing is they're writing you a prescription, and they are going to ask you some medical questions and things like that. Okay, you ready?
Here we go.
Okay.
The most inflammatory ingredient to keto. Here it is.
Susan Rader, I am so confused. The ingredients say sprats, water, and salt, but the label says sardines. What the heck are sprats?
First of all, I just want to say thank you, Susan, for posting this and putting this topic on our radar.
Okay.
Because this is important.
So, did we just clickbait everybody by putting a picture of sardines on the thumbnail and saying this is the worst thing in keto? Yes, we did.
Yeah.
But it is the worst thing in keto. Not sardines, but the fact that the picture has all of those different versions of sardines.
Right.
And there's 2 reasons this is the worst thing on keto right now. Number 1, because all this sardine thing is, in my personal opinion, and it was the opinion of many speakers at the cruise, is another way to go, oh my gosh, this isn't working. What's next? What's the next fad to jump on? Is it PSMF? Is it beef, butter, bacon, egg? Is it this? Is it the sardine challenge? I'm going to eat sardines for the rest of my life. Which, by the way, the sardine challenge, beef, butter, bacon, and egg, they're meant as a elimination. Nisha really harped on this. They are not meant to be your lifestyle. Beef, butter, bacon, and egg. You're not supposed to be eating beef, butter, bacon, and egg for the rest of your life. It was a elimination thing to see what's going on with your body. That's why it's there. Okay. So there's 2 problems here. Number 1, it's another thing that people are using instead of just doing the right thing. Just do the right thing.
Right.
The other problem is, the reason we put this up is because the result of that one comment of why does this say Sprat in the box says sardines was 27 comments at the time going, it's not a sardine, you're doing the wrong thing, oh my gosh, you got to eat the right thing. A Sprat is a sardine. Let's tell you what is a sardine. I've actually got it here. Sardines come from the canning of small fish in Sardinia.
That's why they're called sardines. It's kind of like champagne. The only true champagne there is
from Champagne, France.
Right.
Champagne, France.
Right, France.
Right.
Okay. But we drink a lot of champagne.
Yep.
That is from all over the world. We call it champagne because of it's in that class, that classification.
Yep. So in the culinary world, sardine does not refer to a species, but a number of species from the herring family, of which there are over 20. Some of the common names are herring, rainbow sardines, sprats, and many others.
So, yes.
Can we stop getting so technical?
Well, here's the thing. So, what I was surprised at was the backlash this person got, which was basically like,
you're doing it wrong.
You're doing this wrong. Now, if I say I am going to go walk to our local community center, there are a number of different paths that I could take to get there, all right? I'm going to arrive at the community center. It is my challenge. It's my walk that I am going on.
I got to put this up from Neely.
After 72 hours of sardines, I am 1,000% certain that I will not be eating that way for the rest of my life. So again, what I was getting back to is there's different ways to get there. Mm-hmm. I am going to arrive at the community center, and it is my walk. It is my decision to go there. The fact that I could see people saying the way you're doing your own personal challenge is incorrect blew my mind. And it blew my mind that it was on our...
It aggravated us.
It made me so upset. It reminded me of like Dwight Schrute. Like a Dwight Schrute attitude, where if someone says, what's your favorite color? And if you said purple, wrong. The correct answer of your favorite color is purple. Anybody that doesn't say blue or purple or whatever I deem the correct is wrong. If you have a personal challenge for yourself, it is your personal challenge. If you decide I'm going to do beef, butter, bacon, and eggs and asparagus, that is your challenge.
Right.
That is the way.
Is it the way Dr. Berry designed it? No. But is it better than eating a bunch of garbage?
Yes.
Yep. And if you're still saying I have inflammation, maybe take out the asparagus. But like in that series of chats, Mike, I think it was Mike, put in there that if I decide to do this challenge, I'm going to include all canned fish, including anchovies and tuna. And he got beat up for that comment.
No, incorrect. And it's like,
well, then it's not.
What?
If you only eat a bunch of canned fish for 3 days, I don't think it's going to hurt you. Now, let's clarify this, because somebody's going to take this and say, Joe and Rachel just said the sardine challenge is stupid, and sardines are not good for you. That is not... Sardines are a great protein.
You know what?
You can have mine, as Kim Howerton said over the weekend, but... Yeah. That's not what we're saying. We're saying beating people up because you're not doing it perfect. That's coming back to you're not carnivore if you're having coffee. You're not carnivore if you use any spice other than salt.
I am not interested in beating people up over how many angels can dance on the head of a pin. If we have finally gotten rid of grains and sugar and all of that, that's what we're here to celebrate. And in the past, I believe that our calling in life is to facilitate community for other people. We are committed to creating sanctuaries where friendships can be fostered. And everybody is going to be on a different spectrum. Like we said, some people are going to be in keto and they are going to be relying on prepackaged keto foods, all of those things. And then you're going to have all the way to carnivore to the extent of ruminant animals and salt only. And I want everyone to know that there is room at the Two Crazy Ketos table for all of those people. If you think I just can't help myself, I have to correct everybody. I have to let everybody know that I do not find their way of doing things to be satisfactory. In the past, I would have said, hey, we're supposed to facilitate community and go ahead and say...
There's a right way and a wrong way to do it.
I'm not tolerating that anymore. I'm just not, because it is very important that everyone feel welcome, no matter where they are on their journey. And it is more important to me that people feel safe than people are correct. Do I strike you as somebody that gets everything correct? I mean, I've literally had to create a jar of that's not it, because we don't even pronounce things correctly, okay? No one is going to be perfect. This is not a channel that is like, everybody needs to be perfect. We want everybody to come as they are and feel welcome. So if you like, I just can't help myself, then excuse yourself and go write it down in your personal diary that like, I felt the need to correct somebody and I'm going to correct them here. I am not going to correct them publicly, embarrass them, make them feel bad about themselves. Because here, if you're effective, if you actually manage to make someone feel terrible about how they're doing their keto, you know what may happen? They may go back to sugar. And that is going to be on you.
Yep.
That they go back to their former way of eating.
Yeah.
And that is the standard American diet. That is sad. That is too sad for my heart. Yep. That people would go back to the former way of eating because they're so afraid they can't get the sardine right.
Yep.
Or they can't get beef, butter, bacon, and egg perfect.
Yep.
We're not having it.
Yeah.
Not having it.
As my mentor for lacrosse taught me, let's not try to pick pepper out of poop.
Hello.
Okay? If somebody went on the cruise and they had a couple of treats that they don't normally have, but they didn't have nearly what they had before keto, that's a win.
We're so proud.
That's a win. And so, like, if somebody wanted to shame them for that, like, I wasn't having that. If you came up to me and asked, what do you think about this? I will tell you. If somebody came up to me and said, what do you think about the no sugar added ice cream? And here is my answer. No sugar added does not mean no sugar. We can say no sugar added to fruit. Hey, pineapple is no sugar added.
It's just what it
No
came
sugar
with.
added doesn't mean keto.
Right.
Now, is it better than eating the chocolate cake? Absolutely. If that is the worst you indulge with, probably not horrible. But if having that is going to cause you to binge on other things, maybe you're like, hey, every time I get the taste of something sweet, I go off the rails. My answer is, then don't have it.
Right.
Okay? But that's different than somebody point blank asking and somebody putting up, can you explain to me why this can says Sprats and the label is sardine, and people going, well, you're not really eating sardines. Yes, you are.
You're only if you have to eat my brand. When we're
gonna move on, but I wanted to put that up.
Oh, there you go. Everyone can feel free to say that James said the sardine challenge is stupid. Okay, so when we were on the cruise,
we have a super chat too.
There were so many different ways that people were observing the cruise. Some people were like, I'm gonna keep it keto. Some people are like, I'm gonna do a carnivore. Some people were like, I'm indulging in all the things. Some people were like, doing none of the things. And what occurred to me was there was a couple times I would walk through the cafeteria and I would sense that I made somebody uncomfortable. That they were thinking that I either wanted to play priest in their life or keto police. And if I think to myself that someone is going to feel judged, either they're judging themselves because I'm there or like they're thinking I am, I would lock myself in the cabin and not come out at mealtime. If I would not hurt another human being's feelings for $1 million cash.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't do that. So that I think is why when we came back and I thought, oh my gosh, people are commenting on the way people are doing stuff.
Yep.
So, no way.
Just to be clear, we are not saying sardines themselves are the worst thing for keto. It is twofold. Number one, another silly challenge, including things that we've done.
Yeah. We've done egg fast.
To jump. Yeah. A lot of times we do it to see what you get. Like Neely she'll do it like, hey, what kind of results will I get?
Right.
But it's different than, hey, this isn't working. I ate a chocolate cake and I'm gaining weight. So the solution is eat sardines for 3 days. Now we're to binge and purge. But it's more of the picking things. We have a super chat, $11 from Marnie.
Thanks, Marnie.
Preach, Rachel. I go from 0 to 20 carbs and all in between, so I say I'm low carb. I don't need a label.
Only need good results. And I'm telling you, for 2 Crazy Ketos, remember, our channel is all about community.
Okay, this is why. Okay, and this is why this is 10 minutes of our Monday live stream, and I put that title up there, and then we're going to move on. Sharon, this is why I don't post any longer in the 2 Crazy Ketos Facebook page. After receiving a private message about a post, I will not put myself out there for the nasty. And that hurts my heart. And if I found out about it, I don't care. If it was Rachel's mother doing it, I would boot her out of our group.
Absolutely.
And so if this is happening, you message us or you message one of our moderators, like message Mary T. She's a moderator. She will take care of it.
She is not going to have it. Because, again, and that's what's happening. So they're going to send you a private post because they know If Mama Bear sees that on the
page,
you
screenshot that private post and send it to us.
If I see that, if someone is sending a mean, hateful private message, I am not having that. That is going to be erased, and that person will be kicked out of the group.
Yep.
That's it. I'm not having it.
Okay, let's move on. Becca said,
"Hey, Becca.
This morning I did an important symbolic act. I gathered up all of my unused psychotropic meds and other prescriptions and will take them to the police station to be destroyed. I'm saying I don't need them anymore, and I won't in the future."
Oh, Becca.
Well, that's a good way to come back.
That is awesome. And I mean, we talk about those victories when it comes to like finally having the boldness to say, I'm going to donate these clothes for good because I am not coming back to wearing them. Letting go of medication, that is an amazing thing that you just did. That is incredible, and I am so excited for you, Becca.
Neely said, I have been enjoying higher than normal ketones for the last 3 days because she's been doing the sardine thing to see what it does. But the price I had to pay to get them was very high. Hoping to find a tastier way to get into deeper ketosis.
That's cute. That is so stupid cute.
And here's the thing. The reason we're in deeper ketosis is because the higher fat. It's the higher fat, the higher omega-3s. It's just you're eating a very fatty, oily fish is why. And it's going to be very difficult to eat. So it's a combination of a very elevated level of fat and omega-3s and not eating enough. Because I would love to see somebody that can eat 2,000 calories of sardines in a day. Yes. I mean, maybe you can.
Maybe.
There's no way. I mean, the thought of it is just, ugh.
Well, you don't even like tuna fish.
No. Next one is from Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. I have witnessed so many examples of this from the people in this community and their willingness to push forward no matter the challenges the day brings. I am so grateful for the support so many have unselfishly provided here to the many of us looking for a better today. Thank you all for showing me how to dance in the rain. That is what it is all about. There are people that are wanting to experience joy in their life. It is not like life is easy. It is not like doing keto in the midst of a sad American diet world. This is not easy. We cannot be critical of one another. We cannot do it. Don't worry. If you're concerned that somebody is getting by with like too much joy, don't worry. There is plenty of things to try to bring us back down to earth, right? Mm-hmm. We need to be there for one another, and that is going to require us to lay down our personal soapbox, our opinions that are going to borderline hurtful, lay those down and trust. How about let's have hope that as people go through their keto journey, they're going to tweak things. The way you do things on day 1 is not going to be the way that you do things on day 3001. But I'm telling you, without laying down our harsh criticism of others, they're never going to get to 3001. I want to see everybody get to day 3001. Right? What was Nisha was talking about how like the average person has 27,000, plus days in their life. And that because of that, when we do a 90-day challenge for ourselves, we don't have to think of this as like such a big hairy deal because we're going to have all these other days of our life to look forward to. I want so many more days for people to look forward to. So can we please lay down our differences and start to celebrate the way we are doing things the same? There is a commonness. We have a common enemy. That is sugar. Yep. Let us celebrate what we have in common instead of trying to push in everybody's face how we're different.
Let's save that one. Next one is from Larry.
Hey, Larry.
So thankful for this community, Rachel, Joe, and their content, especially Keto Beyond the Couch. 20 days ago, I finally made the decision to incorporate more movement in my life.
Yes.
I came to the conclusion that I was using my ankle surgery from a year ago as an excuse. So mindful of that surgery, I began walking short distances each day, building up the distance between completed the day before. My starting distance was 1 mile through my neighborhood. As of yesterday, I completed a 5-mile walk through the neighborhood.
Wow, that is awesome. I mean, that is a major life change. That is so exciting. And, as we say, if there's somebody who tends to look to the negative and you see them starting to note the good, can we celebrate that as well? Because I can tell you, it was challenging for me to look on the bright side. There was a time, and I think about when it comes to thinking positively about myself, it was so rudimentary. I really had to take the Amy Berger approach. It's not like I could jump from hating myself to loving myself. I had to go slowly and even incorporate how Amy Berger says, let's go to a neutral space. Instead of being like, I hate my thighs to I love my thighs, why don't we go to the neutral space of, I have thighs. I have human thighs that work and do a job, right? So every time you see somebody noticing a positive, you see somebody celebrating good when in our on the comments, in the Facebook family page, on Mighty Networks, I want us all to celebrate that.
Yep.
I want us to, as much as we want to root out negativity, I want us to celebrate positivity, because somebody may be journeying toward positivity and it is very hard to learn how to exercise positivity.
We have one more from Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
I love hearing about everyone getting out there and moving.
Yes.
Thanks. It helps me stay motivated. Hopefully it is helping others also. This is how we can help motivate each other.
Yeah.
This is why our group exists.
Yeah.
Okay. And please share your story.
It's worth protecting.
Okay. Let's jump into, we've got 16 minutes.
All right.
17 minutes. Andy said, Joe,
Hi, Andy.
you're in rare form today.
We came up fired up.
We came home from the cruise fired up and excited, hanging out on the boat for 7 days with everybody and hearing people's stories. And we've always had a mission, but we got rejuvenated in our mission.
We did, and we saw so many different people, again, living out their cruise in different ways, coming from different perspectives. Everybody, it was funny because you saw everybody going on a different excursion, right? There were different excursions. Same port, different excursions. Cozumel was one of them. People were doing different excursions.
When we got in Cozumel, we got on a ferry to go to the mainland
that was
full, and then when you got there, everybody went their separate ways.
So when we would come back from these excursions, you're at dinner together, no one did it wrong. Everybody had a different excursion. When you're hearing everybody's story of how their day went, was there any day that you were like, no, throw them overboard? They did their day wrong. Their excursion, their enjoyment of their cruise, incorrect. Toss them overboard. No, we came together and we celebrated wins in different areas. Some people did a very high movement, trek. Some people did a high adventurous trek. I mean, what was it? Like Steve and Holly did 14 different types of zip lining.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they went in an amphibious vehicle.
Then caves, swimming through caves.
I mean, it was very adventurous.
And followed up by ATV four-wheelers through mud pits.
Then we talked to other people who did...
They just went shopping.
They went shopping. And they enjoyed walking around, chatting with their friends, getting out, stretching their legs, right? There were some people that were talking about how they had never taken an excursion off a boat before. Like, they had been cruising, but they had never ventured past the boat because they were like, that would be too much exercise. Yep. There were some people who really enjoyed interacting with animals and getting to snuggle with animals. Did anybody do anything wrong?
Nope.
No. It was all joyous, and we were able to celebrate it together.
Okay, let's get some more of these. Mary said, Mary T will kick butt if I hear something mean like that. I got a promotion on the cruise. I'm an admin now and will yield my power. Kindness every day.
Mary T has never steered us wrong, and it's very simple. Keto every day, and I think that she's kicking butt here again. Kindness every day. Filter it through the strainer of kindness. If you say to yourself, would I speak to a child like this? Would I talk to somebody I find cherished? We had the unique opportunity to see people face to face, but do you know that every single person in the chat right now has a face? Do you know that every person you're responding to when it comes to a post has a face, has a family, is doing their best? They're a life. They're breathing in and out. They are precious, and I cherish them and their life like I cherish the life of this man sitting next to me. All worthy, all precious, and we want to celebrate them for the precious, treasured person that they are. So I really want everybody to, as you make a post, you answer a question, that you take a moment to think about the breathing, precious person on the other side of that comment.
Right. Okay. Maria said, I love the example of a massage being stressful for Joe and not for Rachel. I need that reminder that everyone has different reactions to the same experiences.
So true. And it was funny too, because at the moment I was celebrating, like, look what this did for me. Joe is saying, look what this did for me. Not great. This would not be a great thing for me to incorporate every day.
Yeah, so here you go. Joe, 8th cruise on keto. I never felt deprived.
That is a great thing to hear, because then that means that our experience was not a fluke.
Right.
It wasn't that, like, well, you know, if you do it longer, you're going to start to not enjoy yourself, right? That's really good hope that I can anchor for the future.
DA has a question. There are so many keto influencers I've attempted on my own, but I'm not doing very well. Am I supposed to count my macros and be concerned about my calories? Some say yes, some say no. Okay, so first of all, we do offer coaching if you feel you need it. Keto is simple, okay? Do you need to count macros? Not really. Unless you're trying to achieve a specific thing. In the beginning, should you, and every once in a while throughout your journey, should you track for a week or two? Yes.
Just to see what you're doing.
But you're tracking without changing. You're tracking to see, how much am I eating? Because then we know where we can move from. Do you need to count macros? Not if you're doing it seriously. Started. Here's how we tell people to get started. When you first get started on keto, you are going to eliminate all sugar, pasta, rice, grains, breads, starches.
And that will be a full-time job.
What are you going to eat? Lots of meat, some green leafy vegetables if you so want vegetables. That's what you're going to eat. Boom. How much? As much as you want, as many times a day as you want, so long as every time you eat until you are stuffed. I'm not even going to say full. Stuffed. Like that, I can't eat another bite.
Because you're transitioning
That's
to a
what I want
new
you to
fuel.
do for the first 2 weeks. How much fat? Everything should be fatty meat. Ribeyes. If you're eating a lean meat like chicken, slather butter on it. Do you need to drink a whole bunch of extra MCT oil? Do you need to drink like 600 calories of butter in your coffee? No. Eat fatty meat. Add some fat for cooking and flavor. If it's a very lean, add a little bit of fat. Eat as much for 2 or 3 weeks. Get your body used to using fat. Then we can dial things back. Are you going to gain weight doing that? If you're going from eating 300-400 carbohydrates to a day to eating less than 20, and if you're eating this way, you're eating less than 20, you're going to drop weight. I promise.
You are.
In those first couple weights, is it probably water weight? Absolutely. Does that motivate you when you drop 10 pounds in the first 2 or 3 weeks? Absolutely.
Sure it does.
So who cares if it's water weight? Because it's motivational weight.
Just make sure that you are getting your electrolytes in. Yeah. That is like the one add-on that we recommend. Element, Redmond Relight, keto chow drops. There's lots of different ways to get in electrolytes. Those are the three. There's also a Perfect Keto has electrolytes. Those are the ones that we recommend because we know that they're actual electrolytes.
And they have good ingredients.
You can go to Costco and get that like liquid IV. Look at the first ingredient. It's sugar. It's garbage. It's not electrolytes. It's a sugar high.
Propel, not an electrolyte. Sugar-free Gatorade, sugar-free, none of those are good electrolytes. So we're going to steer
you.
We actually heard somebody on the ship yesterday about, I need Gatorade because my electrolytes are low.
We try to steer you toward things that are going to help you the most.
Right.
That's what I want. I want you to feel good because I think the hardest thing when you're transitioning is trying to stop what you're eating and like eat in a new way in the midst of having a migraine headache or a stomach ache, that's not going to be helpful. So I want you to get your electrolytes in so you feel as good as possible as you transition fuel sources.
Yes. Now, as far as calories, can you overeat and gain weight on keto? Absolutely.
Sure.
If you're eating way too much fat, you can gain weight. Is that going to happen in the first 2 to 4 weeks? No. It's not, because of what you're transitioning from. Now, if you are already eating a low-carb diet, then we probably have to dial things in. Things are a little bit different. But where are you going to probably have an issue with that? 2 places, and then we're going to move on because we only have like 7 minutes left, and I have like 8 more comments that I wanted to read. Number 1 place that you're going to have an issue with that where you could be overeating is adding a whole bunch of butter, heavy cream, and things like that to your coffees and other, because you're over-consuming fuel.
Yeah.
And it's easy to overconsume fuel. I can easily drink a half a cup of heavy whipping cream, which has carbs regardless of what the label says. That's another whole discussion. So there, and then also lots of keto treats. That's why we tell you total carbs, not just because net carbs is a made-up thing by the food industry, but if you eat a net carb protocol and it goes, well, this has 28 total net carbs, total carbs, but only has 0 net carbs or 1 net carb, you may eat more than 1. And usually keto treats very high in fat. Now you're eating something that doesn't have a shutoff mechanism and you eat too many of them, like keto bars and keto chocolate and all that stuff. So that's where you have problems. Bubbles has rules. Doesn't next year's low-carb cruise happen the same date as another conference? Yes, unfortunately, it conflicts with KetoCon for the last 3 days, so people will have to make a decision on what they're going to do. And I will be honest, we have not yet made the decision. We are going back and forth.
It's really hard.
Of which one we want to do.
Awesome or awesome?
It's going to come down to what is happening with KetoCon, where is the focus, and also who's going on the cruise. And I'm not talking about speakers. I'm talking about subscribers, friends, things like that, because we want to do the cruise with friends.
Right.
But we are torn, and we haven't decided yet. We're praying about which way to go. Juju, suggestions. When is calf soreness walking related versus electrolytes? Is it always electrolytes? Went hard yesterday, but had lots of salt. No, you're working a muscle. Remember, you work a muscle, you don't build muscle by working it. You build muscle because you work it, and then you break it down, and then it re-heals. So if you overdid it in the gym, if you did, one time, I will never, ever forget. I had a personal trainer. He had me do squats. He goes, I want you to go home. I want you to sit in the pool and kick your legs sitting on the edge of the pool for 30 minutes. I could not move for 3 days. That was not an electrolyte issue. That was I tore all the muscles in my thighs, and it hurt. Yeah. So if you went hard, it could be either. But make sure you're getting electrolytes. I just deleted one I wanted to say, but that's okay. Alfina, keto food is a real food, not packaged foods. Keto is very healthy. Yes, keto is healthy, but I don't want people to see this the wrong way.
Right.
Keto is a state. Okay? Being in ketosis is a state where we have restricted the amount of carbohydrates that we're consuming, either by not eating carbohydrates or by not eating at all. If you're on an ultra low calorie diet, like eating 400 or 500 calories, there are times in a day when you're in ketosis, because that's how your body survives. It uses the fat for fuel. A metabolically healthy person, not on keto, will go into ketosis in the middle of the night many times because they're not eating, they've used up all their sugar stores, and now their body starts working on fat. So keto products are on the lower spectrum, but if you eat one of those and you're still in ketogenesis, you're still keto.
Yeah.
Okay? It's just not the most optimal way. The most optimal way is, like, as Nisha likes to call ketovore, mostly meat, maybe a little bit of vegetables, a once in a blue moon kind of product. Rita, has anyone except Indigo Gilly made Chris's potato salad or mashed potatoes? Wondering, is it worth it? It's eggs. I'm not bashing him.
No, but
I wasn't going here in this video, but we have 3 minutes. It's eggs. Let's not make eggs be the new cauliflower.
Right.
Okay, and I'm not bashing it, but I'm just saying that it's eggs. It's eggs.
And it's egg whites.
It's egg. I want to put caution out there.
Yes.
Egg whites is not a whole food. Eggs are a whole food. Egg whites have zero nutrition except for protein. All of the nutrition in an egg is in the yolk.
And if you're going to have a sensitivity, if you're going to build up an egg intolerance, it's going to be the egg whites. And we were talking to Cynthia Trowell, right, who was talking about how she had made so much of
she developed a sensitivity to eating egg white protein bread.
Of egg white protein bread that she had, and it was great, it's wonderful, but she was eating so much of it that she actually created an egg sensitivity. So this is going to, I'm sure, be like a delicious side dish, but like, I would not be eating this every single day.
And again, we're not bashing
not
it.
at all.
I'm just saying it's eggs.
It's eggs.
We have moved from asking cauliflower to be the end-all, be-all to egg whites being the end-all,
be-all.
Okay? Egg whites themselves are high protein, but let's make sure we're eating a lot of fat with our high protein.
Yes, please.
Okay?
Please.
We need protein at least 100 grams a day, but we need fat. If you're only eating protein and you're not eating fat, you're going to hit a stall. You may increase your glucose, because your body needs fat. Even if you have a bunch of fat on your body needs fat for fuel. It is 11:27, so we have a couple more minutes.
It was funny, Robert Sykes was talking in his presentation about people under eating, you know, and just like,
oh my gosh,
not wanting to add any
Before
fat.
You say it, can I say it?
Yeah.
If you are eating less than 1,400 or 1,500 calories, I want you to hear what Robert said.
He said that his son, Rigel,
1 year old,
1 year old, and he was like, and this big eats more than 1,000 calories. Are you believing that you need less nutrition than my 1 year old son? Because you definitely need more like than 1,000 calories or 1,200 calories. Yeah. It was funny to hear him say it, but sometimes we need this like bold picture to come to our senses, right? Like we know that we need more fuel than a person that is this big and is 1 year old, right? Yep. We need to eat more today than Peyton will need to eat today, right?
Neely said, people think I eat egg white bread all day long.
But it's a
couple of times a week thing for me.
Exactly.
Us too. When we make it, it's a one. I make a loaf. I make 2 loaves. I put one in the freezer. The other one takes a week to eat. Okay? Yeah. If you're having it one slice here, one slice there. But I can tell you, we did go down that rabbit hole in the middle of beef, butter, bacon, and egg. We're eating a loaf a day. That's too many egg whites.
It becomes being, too much.
Okay? And again, not an issue with it. Just understand it's
I
don't
want you to be like, dude, I'm going to just make vats of this every single day, eat it all day long, and then maybe make, yourself a egg sensitivity.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
There you go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Special announcement.
Let's do it.
Katie said the mashed potatoes were delicious. Time consuming, though. A nice treat, but not an everyday thing. It is 11:30. Keto Chow has a brand new flavor. Birthday cake.
What?
We just released a video 5 seconds ago. You can go watch what we think of birthday cake Keto Chow super limited edition. Link down below will get you 10% off. We will see everybody on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern live. Have a good night.
We love you.